Bro, whoever watched this thing is retarded. I swear. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's just another day, right? Surprisingly, we did not sleep early, yet today we're awake. However, same as usual, there's nothing else to really talk about. And that's not really a problem. That's not a problem, it's just, there's nothing to talk about. That's it. Simple as that, right? Is that a problem? Maybe. But, if the problem is there's nothing to talk about, we find something to talk about. So that is where the story videos come into clutch. Whenever we have nothing to say, then the story videos or whatever we do on the PC, we just fill in the empty space, right? And that's how things are. So I guess, yeah, I mean, there is nothing to talk about, you know? Wait, so what is there to talk about today? I don't know. I can always recap what I did yesterday. We did, as I said, train, Alpha Theory regime, edit, dips and pull-ups, food, then edit the DJI footage, which was pretty easy, and then we streamed for like a bit. Then we streamed again for like we did Forza Horizon first. After 2 hours, I kind of nearly fell asleep, so stopped. But then we did like 2 hours of Overwatch, and then we left work. Now today's plan though, it's a lot more open. Same thing though, shoulders, then Alpha Theory regime, then editing, then dips and pull-ups, then food, and I guess once we do that, I could make a story video or not, probably not, and then I guess stream again, Forza Horizon again, yep, and then in the afternoon we could do Overwatch because that's when the rank is popping off, or I do something else. I'm not sure. This week there is like zero hunting and fishing there, absolutely zero, because apparently the river's flooded, so prevents any kind of hunting and fishing again, kinda, except for the lake. Don't at least going on today's no contestants here yet. I've noticed that there's this like old couple who comes here near golden hour now, and they take the two ecliptic machines in front of me. Yesterday they arrived, but I was already done. The previous day they were there. We'll see. There's only like one usual local that I always see. But even he's been slacking. No, I'm joking, not slacking. I just haven't seen him. You never know. Can't assume he's slacking. He might have just moved to a different location, same as us, right? We abandoned this place a couple times already. But that's only because the smell sucks. Water stairs are broken. Whatever. You know, one thing I noticed in League of Overwatch, if you just have the team chat, no, if you just have the chat removed, it just makes it like chill, right? I noticed that in League, we had the chat never turned on, right? And it was chill. Sure, you still get like the pings, but they can only ping so much before they get muted. Yeah, you know? And even turning off the chat in Overwatch just seems a lot more chill, you know? I think just turning people off is fine. So that's what I'm going to do for Overwatch, just keep the chat turned off too. It's actually quite nice. But yeah, that's one thing I noticed. They're just turning off chat is fine. When we first played Overwatch and played Widowmaker, we had the chat turned off and we were doing fine. But the moment we turned it on and went into ranked, people started yapping. So next time we'll just turn it off. Yeah, so now that there's nothing to say, right? What do I think of when I'm, you know, not talking? Nothing. My brain's, don't know. There's no problems. Yeah, there's no problems, and we don't really put our ecosystem in other businesses. You know, we don't really put our ecosystem in whatever kind of human conflict is going on because it's all fake. We don't really care what other celebrities are doing or what other YouTubers are doing or whatever. We're just trapped in our own ecosystem, you know, and it's nothing. I mean, sure, I could like repeat ecosystem talks again, but you guys already know that. Should know by now. Again, I don't know what to do today. Well, no, I do. Today we're probably just gonna do like a long Forza Horizon stream in the morning, and then in the afternoon. Oh, I'm not sure. I also want to try that new game. It's called Quarantine Zone. Well, it's not exactly new, but we haven't played it yet. I know I keep saying Wolfenstein 2 is the thing to do, but I don't really have like unnecessary priority need, you know? Probably because the logic of the story got pretty dumb. At the beginning it was kind of interesting, but then the logic near the end is just like, what? It's like a crazy amount of main character plot armor. I think that's what the problem is for Wolfenstein. Too much, too much plot armor. It's like, wow, who would have thought he survived that? Or like, how did he even get there? And again, also one thing I don't like about Wolfenstein is there's like a clear, there's a clear bad guy and good guy side. There's no like gray, but in reality, it's actually gray because Wyatt, they literally are the terrorists from, you know, the Nazis POV, and like what are they fighting for? You know, it's just like that's why we never really continued it. Also, mainly because I know that in Wolfenstein 2, you're gonna kill, you literally kill the Führer, but then after you kill him, what happens? And I don't even want to be bothered. So yeah, as standard, as standard. Well, one thing I did know is that we actually ate food quite fast yesterday, but that's because we ate like half of the rice we were supposed to. Okay, there's nothing really else to talk about, to be honest. I mean, I would do it in the story video. Oh, I was supposed to do like a shopping video yesterday, but I didn't. Um, I want to see how long I could drive for, and then I don't know, do I want to do Overwatch again? Kind of. I think playing Overwatch with chat turned off is actually kind of enjoyable, mainly because we're like decent. We're actually somewhat dry on the head. Speaking of head, I know, well, shut up. I have noticed that one of the locals come early now. Majority of everyone's got sound barriers, so we're good. There's like one person that doesn't. Majority of people are just on their phones, chilling, just straight chilling. I don't know why, but we used to never spray things and just spray it afterwards, right? It's kind of weird, huh? You should probably be spraying it first before using it, not spraying it after you use it. I mean, you could do both, obviously, but technically you don't have to really spray it once you. Oh no, it depends on how much you spray. It's kind of like that topic of like washing your hands after you piss. I usually just wash my hands before I piss, because you know, especially yeah, like that makes sense. Wash your hands before you touch it. Like wash your hands before you touch your Johnson. The door handle is probably the dirtiest thing, right? Like why would you touch the door handle, then touch your pee pee, then wash your hands? You just put all the germs on your cock. Why would you do that? Like wash your hands first before you touch your pee pee. Like what? Am I that weak? I can't even do 35. Bro, I'm tripping, man. I feel like something was about to explode. It sounded like something was gonna explode. It had that like fast like sound where it like slowly builds up, kind of like a car engine, but like non-stop screaming. It was just the music. Why would they do that? I genuinely thought something was about to explode. So is there anything else to say? Dude, there's actually. I guess that's what today's plan is, right? Just massive Forza Horizon, and well, whatever. I might put a efficiency on this. And then again, there's a lot of things to do, right? But for some reason, I just go to filler games. Like near the end of the night, I always just go to filler games and Power World. I don't know what happened. I never uninstalled the game. I just never really did another episode. Star Rupture we kind of finished pretty easily. We never finished Satisfactory. Again, for Satisfactory, it just took too much. It took way too much. Like, I think the problem with Satisfactory is time. I mean, technically, just AFK, I guess you could say. I mean, we already AFK farmed Forza Horizon, but that's different because AFK in Forza Horizon is just to get credits to buy cars, right? Done. For Satisfactory, I mean, the problem with Satisfactory is that even if we AFK'd, it would take multiple days of AFKing, and plus it's using the PC, so I can't really AFK it because I need the PC to be running streams and OBS and stuff, right? So I can't really have it AFK, but when it comes to Forza Horizon, I can leave it AFK or semi AFK because there's nothing else running on the Xbox. 35s now. Majority of people when they finish their like sets, they're on their phones, but we just kind of find something to talk about. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Sorry, no problems, no drama, no news. Our ecosystem is very closed off because there's no wrong or right. There's only grey. So when it comes to any kind of topics, I'm like, well, give me both of them. You know. I guess there is like this one topic, kind of. It was just like some like sushi shop owner was like looking at. It was like they're like 30 years old, and they're looking for someone like 175 plus. I'm like, oh, that's just the ecosystem, right? They can do them. There's no wrong or right. And then the topic of like gold diggers or like stuff like that. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with that either. There's literally no right or wrong. It's just like, it just depends on each person's preferability, right? You can have standards, you can have preferences, just gotta find them or have them come to you, or they may not never come to you. You never know, right? It is what it is. Just depends, right? It's, some relationships are based on logic, some of them are feelings, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because it's each person's choice, right? So just back in my old channel, we did like those. I think we I think we played like one romance game, and we rejected every single person. That was funny. I remember that. It was like what like it was like a lake. It's called something about lake. It was supposed to be a dating game, but we literally rejected every single person. Yeah, it's just not even what else to say. Yeah, just making this just when you realize that there's nothing wrong or right, it's a bit interesting to really talk about. Technically in the story videos, right? Technically we do have a bias to survivability, but in like the open world, right? Technically, those dumb people in the horror stories, right? You could be like, oh, they're stupid, right? But at the same time, well, if everyone was so smart, then no stories would appear. If everyone's so smart, then so you know what I mean. So like, again, to just no light without dark. I mean, sure, as much as I could say those people in the horror stories are retarded, that's a good thing too, right? It's like, oh, make a story, whereas because and for someone else's mistakes, there's someone else's benefit. So okay, let's say that person ended up doing no, the person that thought the horror story ended up bad, or like ended up in a bad situation, right? That's good because now that teaches the people who are listening to avoid the situation. So just no light without dark, right? There's just no light without dark. It is what it is. Like one person can literally lose their whole family to like a serial killer, but that's a good thing because now that will give the people that haven't lost their family a chance. So again, just really, just any. There's nothing wrong, right? Because everything's needed. Like I said, you do need terrorists, you do need like murderers and stuff, right? It is what it is, but that's just how the balance works. Just like that child abuse video, right? Sure, it's sad to watch, or like, no, not really, but it's uncomfortable to watch, but it's a good thing because then that prevents another family from being abusive, right? It's just not as dark. You say, oh, these videos should never exist. No, they should, because then, you know, that prevents someone else from doing it. Or, who knows, like I said, there's no life out dark. It could enable someone to do it too. Continue the cycle. So it's just, everything's just fine. There's no right or wrong. Depends on the POV. I guess the only thing I would say is that when it comes to like aliens or animals, then that's when I would take a bias to humans. That's like the only bias I'll take is human lives over any kind of species. But we already do that anyways. You can say that humans aren't like that, but humans are already like that. Just look at the animals. Every single animal on the planet is enslaved, conquered. So, I mean, people would say, "Oh, be friends with aliens, right?" But I doubt that would happen because, I mean, again, just look at Earth. Look at how we treat every single animal. And plus, aliens are basically animals. They'll be in the same category. If not, I'll make sure they will make sure aliens are animals. So don't even use the word alien. So don't even use the word aliens, just use the word animals. Because that's what they are. Seems like golden hour isn't very good on our position, so we're gonna have to do the face pulls here and do the abs somewhere else. At least we have something to talk about for a few minutes. Gray is what I call this video. Gray. I mean, again, it's just not like that dark, you know? Even when it comes to the topics of like, I don't know, people sleeping with people too much, that's good too. Because if there's lots of people sleeping together, then it prevents, it might make someone else not sleep with everyone, you know? The topic is just so easy to talk about, but we skim through it pretty fast. At best, I could just give more examples, but I think you get the gist of it. And reasons humans fight each other is because there's no common enemy. Distraction, whatever. It's pretty simple stuff. But the best way to navigate the world is just curate your own ecosystem. That's well, I mean, like I said, though, like I said, there's no light without dark, and there's no right or wrong. When I say best way is to create your own reality and your own ecosystem, that's not necessarily true because if everyone did that, then there's no consumers. So do you, I guess. You do you. Don't listen to what I just said because if everyone was like that, then there'd be no consumers. So just choose whatever you want. Again, this place is so based because it's just so wide and so open that people can just walk away. By the way, wearing a head cam is actually pretty based as well. Like when I wear my head cam, reason is because people that talk to me know they're on camera, so it's their choice. There's no deception with the head cam. Zero deception. It's like, yo, it's recording. Look at my forehead. It says it's recording. So if you're the one that approaches me, then you'll be on camera, right? That's just how it works. I think meta glasses are slightly deceptive, maybe. Well, not really. Technically, well, kind of. Depends, right? That's why they have the blinking lights to show you that they're recording or not. But you're being filmed anyways. If you don't want to be filmed, if you don't want to be listened to, if you don't want to be spied on, the best way, no mobile devices at all. That's the only way to escape. But, you're right. You can go invisible, just like a homeless person. No mobile device. Carry cash only. Or maybe a bank card, but yeah, you know what I mean. At least we have something to talk about today. That's good. Oh yeah, we actually had something to talk about. Oh, I just realized that my speech was off the whole time. GG. I'm not sure how. Sorry. I don't know if my voice was actually talking properly. I kind of just went autopilot there. So if my voice is if my voice was speaking too fast, gee, I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's just what happens. You know, my brain just thinks really fast, and I just kind of mumble about thinking I'm saying it correctly, but I might have not sounded right. Oh, one topic that was pretty interesting. You know how when I'm like in League or Overwatch, we turn off like socials and chats. I kind of just do that in real life, huh? Turn off Instagram, turn off literally everything. So we just chilling. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyways, appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I guess today's a decent day of something to talk about. Now, what are we gonna do for the rest of the day? I'm gonna try out Quarantine game. I'm also gonna obviously do some more Forza Horizon because that's a based game. I think I just kind of get a bit tired or zoned out when I'm going too fast for like a long period of time. At best, we could do like 1 hour of really, really fast driving, just like F1. I understood League because that's just, yeah. And when it comes to Overwatch, I actually am enjoying 6v6 a lot more, mainly because I can go with a maker and there's no like pressure, right? With 6v6, you can just do whatever you want. 5v5 is a bit more intense. Alright, appreciate it.